This is the place where sports opinions collide. That is Sports 365. Um, Hard, man. Last night on the live, we had a discussion about whether Harden is washed or hurt. Um, I was on the show willing to give him, uh, shoot him some bail, give him the off season to kind of get fully healthy, in shape, et cetera, et cetera. And to a certain degree, I'm still sort of there. But what I saw tonight, man, I don't know, man. It's looking like he's done, and I don't want to go there just yet. But with Embiid out and a game which I felt was winnable, even though Miami answered every little small spurt they had, there was no force behind Harden. There was no fear that Miami had of Harden on that team. They just played their game, and Harden just really didn't have an impact on it at all. He looked like he did not want to be there. He looked uninterested, like he didn't even care, and that he was just really just waiting for Embiid to come back. And in all honesty, that's not what you're there for, man. You're not there to ride the coattails of Joel Embiid. I mean, it was to the point where I was watching this, I was like, well, shit. Maxey was balling. Maxey should be the guy that's kind of, almost to the point where you can't bench Harden, but you kind of need to. He's playing that bad, but you can't do it. I know you can't do it. It sounds ridiculous to even say it, but the way Maxey was playing with force, aggression, and a desire to win, that if anybody would have really joined him, it could have happened. You got fucking Danny Green missing dunks, Cormac or whatever his name is, getting called offensive fouls for jumping into people, shooting threes. They just looked a mess and disjointed, and they looked lost without Embiid. And there was only one player on that court that night for the Sixers that looked like they wanted to win the game, and that was Maxey. And it really showed in the second half. And if anybody just would have joined him, anybody, Harris, somebody, shit, anybody, fuck, got Rivers to suit up and get out there, it may have at least made it more interesting. But they never could get a push. And all credit goes to Miami. They played really, really well. Hero was responsive when they went on a run. Jimmy Butler had a great third quarter. Over 11 points in the third quarter as well. And then it just got to a point where they just overwhelmed Philly, and then it was a wrap. Miami just wouldn't let up. They wouldn't give them a shot. They wouldn't let them boys breathe. And that's what you got to do, man. And it's almost like they could sense that there were some quitters on that team, and they put them away. But Miami looked really, really good. They dominated like the number one team in the East. My stance on them has not changed at all, but I will give them credit. They played very, very well, and we'll see how things go in Philly if Embiid gets back. But look, man, if Embiid doesn't get back, Sixers might get swept. That's how bad it is, and that's how uninterested, and that's the lack of fight that this team has right now. And I don't know what needs to change, but they can't go out like this. It just can't go out like this. So that's all I got, man. I'm gonna get in here and watch the rest of this game. Well, I gotta watch Moon Knight first. I'm gonna set the DVR and catch the rest of it. But yeah, that just was not it, y'all. That was not it. And it might be time for me to just call it what it is for Harden. He might be done.